dumb,
bad
bullshit. It's not just that it's bad, it's that it's bad and it's also dumb. Well, yeah, but it's just like, no, that's the thing. It's like it only comes back to one thing, which is like, how dare America act like we should be involved in the rest of the world?
Yeah,
we absolutely shouldn't. We have fucked this place up terribly, and shouldn't be meddling in the affairs of other people, right? Like,
definitely not.
It's and apparently what we are going to do that again in Russia? Get the fuck out of here. No way. It's not going to happen. And that whole conversation that we just had is like, yeah, that's not going to happen because that'd be fucking stupid. That would be crazy and stupid. Why?
Well,
no.
I feel like I've said that before and then it's happened. Headline. Donald Trump slams January 6th panel after Ivanka Trump interview. Request, quote, they'll go after children.
Oh, yeah. You mean your adult children?
Yes.
Adult children. They will. Yes, they will go after them. Yes, absolutely they will. Yes, you knew that. Why are you surprised?
Well, I'm sorry. Especially when they work in your administration that is under investigation.
Like that as well, yes. Like that's the whole point. Dude. So like, all right.
They're going after their children.
I haven't been getting stoned lately still. But I am high as fuck right now. And so you taking like a even slightly like long view of history, like with Trump, is the fucking craziest, dumbest ass thing in the, like, it's like a guy that was on TV for being a fucking dumbass, like rich guy who in reality is like a skeevy fucking New York real estate asshole who, like, he knows that like he shouldn't trust people, right? Like he should be like the paranoia over this like dumb, weird TV mob family that was just the president of the United States is so fucking weird in the context of anything else that like I'm on, like I feel like I'm currently inventing the career of Trump historian.
need to talk about this. This is Tucker Carlson whines he is no longer attracted to the brown M&M.
Oh yeah, dude.
Did you hear about the M&Ms? What's her name? Candace Owens was also really upset. No, with her it wasn't the M&Ms. It was
that
it was
shit.
Minnie Mouse. Minnie Mouse. Did you hear about the Minnie Mouse one?
Yeah, Minnie Mouse and it. Yeah, that's dude. That if nothing in the world is as blatant of a made up distraction, like no one gives a fuck about uh the the clothes that or the arms of the brown M&M or
It's really more like the shoes, I think.
Whatever.
And yeah, it's ridiculous.
Doesn't matter.
It's completely ridiculous conversation to begin with. It's just like the Mr. Potato Head crap.
Yeah.
Now it's M&Ms and it's like the green one I think used to wear like high heels and now has sneakers. It's like, oh, big fucking whoop. And then like the Minnie Mouse thing is even less. So okay, they're not changing the official Minnie Mouse look. All they're doing is they have some sort of whatever 100th anniversary, whatever the anniversary of some Disney World shit or something in France. So they're doing like a special thing, and that's just the design of the anniversary thing.
Oh, so then it's
just a temporary like specialty costume is all it is.
Yeah.
And so it's just like literally a purple sweatsuit or something like that. It's not even like oh, she's wearing like manly clothes now. No, she went from a dress to a more modern post-COVID style woman dress, which is just wearing a sweatsuit.
or what the since when is anyone supposed to have any strong opinion about characters in a commercial or what established cartoon characters wear?
You should watch the Fox News clip with Candace Owens about this. It's insane. She's like talking about how it's destroying the fabric of our families and all this stuff. It's just like, what the fuck? Like it's one of those things where you're like, dude, do they really feel this way at all, or is it all just like fake outrage just to rile up like the hooting hee-haws? Like I can't tell. Is there any truth to their like feelings of outrage, or is it all just like a show?
I think that with Tucker, it's a show. It's a total like he believes nothing. He is a,
probably
like he knows exactly what he's doing. Candace Owens seems like she's a little dumber, and like
but at the same time, you can tell she's got some intelligence. She's not the dumbest like Republican.
Sure, and it's like
she's got a little bit of intelligence. You can tell she's more of a charlatan with the way she talks about certain things. But
and like I don't know, it's the candy stuff is so stupid.
Okay. Well, anyways, we'll go with this one. This is from NashvilleScene.com. Headline. The burning books in Tennessee.
the all right, all right, all right, all right. It, it, it's man, I just see, dude, all this shit just like you get like 3 days away from any one of the things that you just said, and it's like nothing, like fucking dumb nothings, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, but that that's the thing. It's like this is talking about a particular like school, county, where like the parents are like banned or they banned that book Mouse, and now they're burning Harry Potter and Twilight books in the parking lots or whatever.
is this the same place? Like the same place in Tennessee is doing both? It did both of those things,
I don't know. It doesn't matter because here's the thing. This is part of a larger nationwide movement. Um,
right? It's already the
I saw articles about it in our state, and I've seen articles about it in other states too. There's like,
I the backlash for this is going to be so big, like it that it might actually get people to read, which
yeah, I mean,
would be
if
great.
I was in school right now and the parents were like, "We're trying to ban all these books," I would be like, "What's in those books? Like,
But
where can I get them?"
naturally,
But yeah,
yeah,
so
and they're not. It's like you can't, like, any books that you ban in school are freely available anywhere else. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
does your kid have the internet?
I
Um,
never, I never, I don't think I ever checked out a book at a school library ever. I think I can confidently say that I have never, ever, not once, ever, like, sought a book at the school library. Do you know what I'm saying? So like the idea of like burning books and like banning certain books or whatever, like I remember being in school and it's like, yeah, the quote unquote banning books, that's called not assigning them, right? Like that's
well,
all
yeah, I mean, if it's
school
just a
is.
book in the sea of books in the library that no one's ever looking at, then it's not really doing any harm. But whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking about just basically limiting what books kids can read in schools. In a much more sort of pageantry version, doing a large bonfire of those books. So, but anyways, it's all part of like the kind of greater movement, and I would call it a fascist movement towards basically removing anything in any school curriculum that is shining a bad light on the United States, on white
Or
people.
that's just the least bit controversial in any way.
Right, right. Anything that's quote unquote divisive or whatever. It's like, yeah, divisive as far as like it divides people against the whitewashed narrative that you've been trying to push that is eroding every day. I mean, that's the thing. When like our parents were going into school, there was nobody refuting what they said about Christopher Columbus back then, right? I
Sure.
mean, there maybe the Native Americans were, but no one was listening to them. Like the school taught that Christopher Columbus was this great person and he came here and he discovered this land and the rest is history. And it's like, well, so now if we actually teach the reality of what Christopher Columbus did and said and was stood for and everything else, now we are teaching baby boomers that what they were taught is wrong. And they do not like that. They do not like hearing that. They do not accept that
Yeah.
as reality because what they were taught in school is reality to them. And when you
Right.
go back and say, well, did you know that Christopher Columbus actually, or did you know that the slave owners actually, or did you know that the Confederacy actually, blah, 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 they get really upset because their history teacher told them otherwise. And
Yeah,
now
and
they
how
are
dare
doing
you besmirch the name of my valiant history teacher? The
right,
people teaching history now suck.
or even
They're
somebody who fought in the war on the south side from my family or whatever. Like some people get
yeah,
upset
yeah,
about that too. And it's like you really it's hard when there's been so much whitewashing and so much lies pumped into school curriculums in the past, trying to uh there's basically a battle at this point of whether we're going to teach school the old way where we whitewash and lie and glaze over things, or if we're actually going to tackle some of the tough issues, some of the most controversial things in our nation's history. And that's a lot of parents are like, no, we don't want to tackle controversial issues. Like those things shouldn't be taught. And everyone else is like, that is history. That needs to be taught because we're never going to learn from our mistakes if we're missing half of them and taught that most of the things were good. Like if we
right,
glaze over all the mistakes, then how are we supposed to learn from any of them? And that's the things they don't care about learning from racism in the past because racism is working well for them in the present.
right. Well, and uh, like there's, it's like, uh, it's also this like uh this need that people feel to like shelter, like, it's like there's a certain amount of time that you should shelter a child, I would say, from the brutal realities of the world, right? Like at least somewhat, right?
Right.
It's like you're gonna tell a kid that you're not gonna like straight up lie, but like, you know, like you're also not gonna say the whole thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
obviously like a
Like,
topic like the reasons for the Civil War starting, you know, that's not something that you really necessarily need to get into in third grade. Just all these people that are really poisonous and lying with smiles on their faces and acting like they're making common sense and all this shit that's just
well,
like,
yeah, or like in like in Jordan Peterson's case, like
oh my god.
genuinely insane.
Did you watch
Like,
any of those clips
I mean,
of the
yeah,
recent?
I saw a couple of them, like where he's wearing a tuxedo.
Yeah.
Like,
His brain has turned to like honestly, like that makes me afraid to take benzos or whatever the fuck he was addicted to because holy shit, I think his brain has literally I think he has brain damage. I think
well, yeah,
whatever
but he also was, they put him in a coma, and like he had COVID and like
yeah, I'm not
something else at
saying
the
it
same
was
time.
necessarily the drugs that made his damaged brain. It might have been the treatment or some combination or whatever. But holy shit, dude, when you say something like, well, what is climate? Climate is everything. So if you're trying to improve the climate, you have to improve everything or something like that. Like some just complete brain dead take on like what the fuck does that mean? Like
Well, no, it's that's the where you can just totally dismiss Jordan Peterson out of hand is when you realize one, the only thing about him, right, is that he is a person that hates like postmodernism and like ironic distance and like uh the the uh like decoupling of definitions from their original like textual meaning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like while at the same time everything that he says is so thoroughly like postmodern and distant and like fucking like like a super close reading of this concept or whatever, like, or like a deliberate misunderstanding of like a whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like the entertaining thing about it is that you're like, wow, he's a guy that hates a, the thing that he constantly is.
Mm-hmm.
Like he uh he he hates himself and talks about it all the time, right?
Yeah.
But in the way that the himself that he hates doesn't like other people talking like. He yells at everyone for being postmodern and for being loose with the definitions of things, and then is super de duper loose with the definitions of all of the things that he ever talks about or thinks about or writes about or has expertise in or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it, he doesn't like magic, but he's a magic person.
Yeah.
Like it's stupid. And
You know,
no,
remember that debate between him and Zizek? I don't know if you watched any of it. I watched
dude,
like a few
it's
minutes of it. It's kind of painful after the first few minutes. You're like, oh,
well, yeah, it's
Jordan
also
Peterson is not prepared for this.
well, yeah. I mean, Zizek is like well the when like they when that first like whenever when it was like oh, Jordan Peterson's going to debate Zizek. Like
Yeah.
my immediate uh first thought was like, dude, Zizek speaks like 10 languages and like has read every has like knows everything about everything,
Right.
right? And Jordan Peterson is a like stupid guy from Canada who like fucking read the Bible a bunch of times and like fucking hates like hates like communism in like on like a 10th grade level,
Right.
right? Like it's gonna be a bloodbath, like a genuine eccentric that is learned in his fields
Yeah.
of like of considerably like more theoretical and like whatever, be anti-capitalist
Mm-hmm.
versus a fucking school marm from Ottawa or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It's the thing that I didn't realize at the time when I was like watching Joe Rogan and was like that the only reason that these people like him or like whatever the Weinstein guy or you know like they're like famous by accident because they did something stupid and like fuck that. Like, and fuck that, especially for that goes double for Jordan Peterson because he's such a fucking like you've got to be stand up with your shoulders back and you've got to be right all the time. whole like conception of ourselves and like place in the world, right, is as the like the civilization that's like it's like no, oh, fuck you, I didn't do anything wrong, right? That's like a fucking stupid like little brother ass motherfucker that like is always like the little kid that's like super violent, right? Because like they've never been in a real fight before, and once they get into a real fight, it's like they're fucked. This is a part of a more recent trend of like stupid events where like it's like like the thing where whatever like
we got to talk about Joe Rogan now. I'm sure you've heard
oh
some
my
of this.
god, all right, no. This is a part of a more recent trend of like stupid events where like it's like like the thing where whatever like
we got to talk about Joe Rogan now. I'm sure you've heard some of this.
God. All right, no. This is a part of a more recent trend of like stupid it's like like the thing where whatever like
we gotta talk about Joe Rogan. I'm sure you've heard some of this.
all right, no. This is a part of a more recent trend of like stupid events where like it's like like the thing where whatever like
we gotta talk about Joe Rogan. I'm sure you've heard some of this.
all right, no.